Is my screen visible to you?
Yes, it is nice. You can go ahead.
Okay, perfect. So, if everyone has joined today for the session, so let me first introduce myself. My name is Shazna Niaz, and I'm the Regional International Officer for the University of Debrecen, Hungary. So, I'm sitting in UAE in the Dubai office, but we are actually recruiting from all the South Asia regions, and we have multiple offices in different countries in South Asia, including Bangladesh, Pakistan, and we are also expanding soon for other countries as well, but remotely recruiting from the UAE office for the rest of the regions of South Asia. So, in today's session, you are going to get an idea about what about our university, the programs offered, and also the admission process and rest of the details. So, moving into the next slide, let me explain to you about what we are going to cover in today's session. So basically, first we are going to discuss about an overview of the University of Debrecen and introduce to you the campus facilities, including the learning center where the most of the students are going to sit during their first to second years. And also, I will be talking about introducing the programs offered across various faculties which we have, and also I will introduce to you about the entrance exam and the preparation resources which we are providing from the regional office, and also the application process including the admission process. Until the end, I'm going to explain to you. So, to start with the presentation, let us get to know about the country. So, University of Debrecen is situated in Hungary. So, if you know about Hungary, it is actually a Schengen country. So, it is located in the center of Europe. So, Hungary is also a European Union member, and Schengen agreement is including Hungary as well, which means a student who gets into Hungary can actually travel to 28 more countries without applying for an additional visa. This actually brings value to the visa which you get, a reason not only for entertainment purposes but for attending different, I would say, programs or events or many career fairs which the student will actually benefit being there in Hungary to enhance later on their career growth, not only in Hungary but away from Hungary they can actually explore in other countries as well, which is in Europe. So in Hungary the population is not that big. The population is around 10 million, and also the country spreads into 93,000 square kilometers, and the capital is Budapest. So, according to the Global Peace Index, the country's safety is ranking at 17. Now, according to the latest ranking, it is 14th, but not yet updated in the Global Peace Index. That's why we have mentioned 17th here. So, it is really a very safe country compared to other European regions as well, and Hungary is the fourth strongest passport in the world. So moving to the city of Debrecen, where our university is located, and how the name comes to the city as the university as well, University of Debrecen. In the city, again, this is not an overpopulated city. It is a very calm city, and the population is around 200,000. And the distance between the capital Budapest and also the city of Debrecen is around 230 kilometers. This is around 2 hours drive by road from the capital to the city of Debrecen. And this is the second largest city in the country as well. So, why should a student go to a city called Debrecen? Why? Why not Budapest? So, let me tell you a few details about this. So, Debrecen is the only Hungarian city to be ranked as the fourth best European small city of the future by the Financial Times. And also, Debrecen received the Emerging City of the Year award yet again after 2018 and 2021 in March 2025 as well. So, the importance of the city also comes that the Debrecen city is not a very popular city, by the way, but still it was listed in the top 10 global investment promotion destinations, and it is among the top 30 cities in the European Union with more than 1,500 hectares of industrial parkland. Sorry. So, industrial parkland, what is meant by this? So, when it comes to the city, it has around this much space where the new projects from companies like Korea, China, the new investors are actually investing towards the city. And that's why the university's employability rate has been increased up to 90% now, because the graduates are getting new opportunities as well. Even the university has the partnership with the BMW company. So the students who are actually looking to study for engineering programs, be it mechatronics, vehicle, and etc., they can actually get an internship to work with BMW because it is associated with the internship in the university. Likewise, the programs offered by the university actually brings benefit to the student in this way, because the new projects moving toward the city can actually be for the students graduated from the University of Debrecen. And also for the informatics faculty, which means the IT faculty, the employability rate is around 100%, because again, new opportunities are there already, and the graduates are expected to be joining in these new companies. Same with the medical faculty, the employability rate is 100%. Reason, we have two hospitals that are associated with the university hospital and city hospital, and they are the largest hospitals in the country itself. Around 3 million patients annually are admitted each year for the students actually to gain practice along with their education. So, moving into the next slide, I'm going to tell you specific information about the University of Debrecen now. So, University of Debrecen started in 1538 as a reformed college and later on converted into University of Debrecen in 1912 by joining other clusters of universities as well. Hence, it is the largest government supported university in the country right now. It has 13 faculties in 8 different campuses, and more than 30,000 students are studying in the campus right now, from which 7,600 are international students. This makes the student population for international student body up to 25%, and also the academic staff are around 1,500, and student to academic staff ratio is 20 to 1. And when I talk about the international students, we find more than 140 nationalities of international students studying at the university. When we talk about the rankings, the QS World Rankings come into consideration, and in world globally it ranks 563, and when it comes to Eastern Europe, University of Debrecen ranks number 9, and in Hungary now it is number 1. The sustainability ranking is 313 according to the QS. And when we talk about the state of art facilities, we have libraries, laboratories, sports facilities, cafeterias, and restaurants, and student support services. The student support services include the Coordination Center for International Education and also mental health support services for students to support the student throughout their study duration at the university. What you see here in the picture is our learning center. The new building actually came out at the University of Debrecen. This actually has modern facilities. It is built in a new way to attract international students, to be honest. And basically, the first 2 years of most of the students' studies, at least the first year, will be here in this building. All the seminars are conducted and the lectures are conducted in this building. And when it comes to the accreditation, now this is one of the most common questions you might actually have when you check about the universities and when you do research about the universities. And when it comes to the accreditation, so all the programs offered by the University of Debrecen are accredited by the Hungarian Accreditation Board. Now, Hungarian Accreditation Board is a part of European Accreditation Board. Hence, all the programs offered by the University of Debrecen are accredited by the European Accreditation Board, and therefore all the programs are accredited all over Europe. When it comes to program, let's say transition, if a student want to do a credit transfer to a different university, it's not a problem because all the credit hours would be accepted as well. So when it comes to program specific accreditation, all the engineering programs offered by the University of Debrecen are accredited by FIANI, European Federation of National Engineering Association. So if any engineering degree comes under this list, which means it's a worldwide recognized engineering program. Specifically talking about the medical program, so all the medical and health sciences programs which are offered by the University of Debrecen are accredited by the WHO, WFME, which is the World Federation of Medical Education. If any medical program is coming under WFME, which means this is again a worldwide recognized medical degree. So the student who completes the medical degree can actually go into anywhere in the world, taking this degree to practice as a doctor, but country specific requirements are there. If the country requires 2 years of residential practice before they come and practice as a doctor in that specific country, this should be completed, and this can be actually done at the university as well, because I told you university hospital and city hospital is already there. So if the student want to continue that there, not a problem, they can do it. Then, when it comes to New York, USA, the State Education Department and Medical Board of California, and then Pakistan Medical Council, General Medical Council in UK, and many other countries like Israel, Ireland, Iran, Norway, Jordan, and even UAE and Gulf countries. Now, most of the countries are not mentioned here because most inquiries are coming to us from these regions. That's why it is mentioned here in the slide. But of course, all the South Asia regions, including Myanmar, is already included in this list. Okay, now let us talk about the academic programs offered by the University of Debrecen. So basically here I have focused mostly on the medical and health sciences because our medical faculty itself is 1 century old. But let me give you an idea about the programs. When it comes to the programs, academic programs, we have two main categories. One is medical and health sciences, the other one we call as non-medical. And not under non-medical, we have around 12 faculties to be honest, because we have agriculture, engineering, business, IT, and all of this. And when it comes to non-medical, we have multiple programs. Again, comes under foundation, bachelor's, master's, and even PhD. So let us talk about the medical programs first in general. So we have foundation program, which is called the basic medicine course. I will not go into detail about these foundation programs because we have two intakes for the foundation in January and September. Depending on the student profile, the student can be either eligible for foundation or the direct medical or dentistry program, whatever the medical or health sciences programs. So when it comes to the subjects which are covered in the foundation, it will be biology, chemistry, and physics. So, what programs do we have in the university? We have three one-tier programs, which is medicine, dentistry, and pharmacy. These three are specialized specialist degrees. And then we have nursing, physiotherapy, and public health. And then we have master's program, social work and healthcare, social work and social economy, like this, and pharmaceutical development manager. So these are the master's programs. And when we come to non-medical programs, we have engineering, business, IT, agriculture, humanities, natural sciences programs as well. Under this, we have most of the categories. Under engineering, we have around 8 to 9 programs, be it biochemical engineering, civil engineering, mechanical, mechatronics, electrical, and such engineering programs. And under business, we have programs. Then informatics, we have 4 programs: computer science engineering, data science and stuff. For agriculture, we have, then humanities, we have psychology, media and communications, like these programs. And then for natural sciences, we have biology, chemistry, physics, like this program, earth sciences. So I have not gone into detail because the list is very huge. And when it comes to tuition fee, let me give you a basic idea. So the bachelor's programs actually comes between 6,000 to 10,000 US dollars, but this 10,000 is actually only for music program. The rest of the programs comes between maximum 6,000 to 7,500 US dollars per year. When it comes to medical program, medicine is 16,900 US dollars per year, and the dentistry program is 17,500 US dollars per year. Other health sciences programs comes between 5,500 to 8,500 US dollars per year. 8,500 is actually the molecular engineering, molecular biology program, which comes under masters as well. So when it comes to the tuition fee, these are the ranges, and in addition to this, the student should pay additional charges of application fee 150 US dollars and entrance exam fee of 350 US dollars. Now these fees, depending on the program which the student is applying, the amount changes. Let's say if the student is applying for medical and health sciences programs, they have to pay both these fees together, which means a total of 500. But if the student is applying for a non-medical program, for example, let's take a business program, IT program, or engineering program, in that case, they can pay only 150 US dollars and start the application. Once they get the letter of acceptance after their entrance exam, once they are admitted to the university, when they are paying the tuition fee, at that time they can pay this balance 350. So it is not required to be paid at the initial stage itself for non-medical program. So then we are coming to the scholarship and financial aids. So first we have Stipendium Hungaricum. This is actually applicable for all the three undergraduate, masters, and PhD program. This is a fully funded scholarship program. This is actually updated every year in the Stipendium Hungaricum website. The scholarship's name is Stipendium Hungaricum. So around 2,700 students from 60 different nationalities are actually availing this scholarship. So this scholarship includes free tuition fee, then monthly stipendium, accommodation, and also health insurance. But the application period is very limited. It is from 15th November to 15th January each consecutive year, which means only 2 months are there. So right now this application is closed. For the September intake, the student should actually apply the previous year's November up to 15th January of the same year. But actually, before attending this webinar today, I checked in this Stipendium Hungaricum website if Myanmar is a part. This year it wasn't, unfortunately. So every year the countries keep changing, the programs keep changing. So maybe next time Myanmar would be a part, I believe, but unfortunately the last time it wasn't. And then we have the scholarship and financial aid. Now again we have UD International Scholarship. Now this is the scholarship offered by the university. Up to 90%, 30%, or 60%, like that scholarship is given according to the performance of the student at the entrance exam and their academics. But again, this scholarship also keeps updating every year and for certain programs and certain nationalities, but right now Myanmar is not a part. So in that case, the students from Myanmar can actually apply as a direct fee paying student. And when it comes to sibling discount, if there are siblings more than two or three, depending on the faculty, again if there are two to three siblings, in that case actually 10% sibling discount can be provided. Then we have the academic performance based scholarship. Depending on the first year's performance at the university, from the second year up to 20% scholarship can be provided. Then we have the Christian Young People Scholarship. This is actually not for all the students. This is only for Christians, but that also to their respective church. This is not a process which goes through with the university. So most probably this is not an applicable scholarship again for all the students either. So now I am moving to the admission procedure. So, how to check if the students are eligible to apply? So, first, when you prepare to apply for the University of Debrecen, you should make sure that you have these documents with you. First is the short CV, that is not mandatory, but it is better to have. Then, the application form filled and signed by the student, the passport copy, high school leaving certificates and transcript, official English language translation is required. Let's say if the transcripts of the students are not in English, in that case, an official translation is required. Then English proficiency certificate is again not mandatory, but if the student has IELTS or any other English qualification, they can submit the certificate, not a problem. And later, when the student is enrolling at the university, the medical certificate of general health status is also required. So, how to start the process? If a student has all these documents with them, the very first step is to start with the document based initial assessment. So, the student should actually send to us when it comes to you, the students who are joining here today, you can share your profile with your agent, Apollo. So, they will be forwarding your profile to us. And what happens? We will check for a passport copy and also the transcripts of grade 10, 11, and 12. And if the mark sheet of grade 12 is not available, you can share the term 1 or predicted scores from your school. I don't believe from Myanmar you can get the predicted scores, but at least the term 1 report of grade 12 can be shared. And I believe some of the students are doing GED diploma, so that is also not a problem. If you have completed, you can actually share the document as well. And when it comes to the second step, once we confirm that you are eligible to apply after assessing your documents, you will have to make the application fee payment, or depending on the program, the entrance exam fee payment, and you submit the file, and then we will officially apply to you to the university. That part is actually done by us. So once we do it for you, the entrance exam and interview will be conducted. We will arrange it for you online, and depending on the program, there will be an entrance exam, written part, and oral interview. And let's say for some other programs, there are no written part but only interview. For example, let me tell you. Now, let's say if a student is applying for a medicine program or engineering program, depending on the program, the student has to take a written and oral interview. If the student is applying for medicine, biology is a compulsory subject and student can choose one subject out of chemistry or physics. If the student is applying for mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, they have to take mathematics and physics. If they are applying for business, it would be mathematics. So depending on the program the student is selecting, the written exam that the student should take differs. But don't worry, we will help you to understand what exam that you have to write. But for undergraduate programs, there's no written exam for physiotherapy and public health programs. Only an interview will be conducted. And when it comes to, I forgot to tell you one thing. If the student is actually applying for a master's, I don't know if there are participants who are looking for master's programs here. So if the student is applying for master's, there are no written exam, only an interview will be conducted. So once sorry, I'm going backward. So once the entrance exam is done, then the next step would be getting the letter of acceptance. But this step 3 comes with another option, which is step 3, what can you get for exam preparation. So I told you, in order to participate in the entrance exam, we are providing you materials which will be sample test papers and exam topics, also entrance exam preparation classes and mock tests. Now, these entrance exam preparation classes are conducted by us, the regional office, and the mock tests are also including on those classes. And classes are actually paid around 1,500 dirham per subject. But if you don't want to take the classes, not a problem. You can even take a mock test. Again, mock test is also not compulsory, but the students who actually took these classes and mock tests got 60% acceptance into the first year of the degree programs who actually join these classes. That's why the effect is more if you actually participate in these classes. So once the entrance exam is over, the student is getting the letter of acceptance within 48 hours. And once the acceptance letter is received by the student, they can actually, if they want to accept the offer, they can pay the tuition fee and then move ahead with the visa process. Now, these are actually some students in UAE. We conduct the entrance exam in person, unlike Myanmar. But actually, the students are actually happy with our performances, their performances in entrance exam, and how we helped with them. So that is it from my side regarding the process and everything. Now it is actually your turn. So thanks for paying attention for my presentation. And now I request you to ask questions from me so that I can clear your doubts.
Hi, I'm from Apollo, and if any of you guys have question in Burmese, I will help you translate. Okay, like you can type the question in the chat session now. There's one question: how many A or A star average should I achieve in order to apply to a medical university? How to apply a scholarship?
Okay, let me also. You are checking from the chat
Yeah.
box, right?
Yes.
Okay. How many A or A stars, okay, should I achieve in order to apply to medical university? How to apply scholarship? Okay, so see, there's no specific requirement that you should have A or A stars, anything like that, because totally the admission depends on how you perform in the entrance exam. So the entry requirement is that if you have 50% or above in your academics, you can actually apply for the medical program. But depending on your entrance exam performance, you will be provided the scholarship. But unfortunately, for the Myanmar nationality, this direct scholarship is not applicable, unfortunately. So the only scholarship that which is applicable for you is once you enter at the university, based on your first year's performance, from the second year up to 20% scholarship can be provided. So that is the only option. I think I answered your question, Richard. Yes.
ဟုတ်ကဲ့ဟိုတခြားမေးစရာလေးများရှိလားဗျာတခြားမေးစရာများရှိရင်လည်းမေးလို့ရပါတယ် someone would like to know about the application form, like he would like to know more detail.
Application, okay. So you will have to just fill up the application form, which actually your agent, Apollo agent, will be sharing with you. The application form is basically just a Google form, not a Google form, I would say PDF form, electronic form, with your details, your personal details, and the passport details, your address, which program you're applying to. These details will be there. It is just an easy form which you have to fill and sign and submit to the agent. Then the official application will be done through our office via a portal, so that you don't have to actually take care of, because on behalf of you we are dealing with it. But you have to make sure you submit the documents in order, the passport copy, your educational documents. These things should be very proper, because we will anyhow check and let your agent know if there is anything missing. So until and unless we don't get all the set of documents prepared, we will not submit the official application. Because most of the time what we do is that accepting the application, and we confirm that everything is in order and we submit it, and just within 24 hours the application gets confirmed also. So we make sure that everything is in order, so you don't have to worry about it. So I think we have another question, right?
Yes. And then like someone's asking, is GED 560 is enough? And is IELTS band 6.5 to 7 enough to apply?
Okay, so GED 160, 180 between this. So actually for medical and health sciences program, GED requirement score is not there mandatory. But if you have 153 and above for non-medical programs, be it engineering, IT, business and all, if you have more than 153, yes, you are eligible to apply. And you are asking about IELTS. So actually IELTS is not mandatory. We don't require IELTS at all. Reason, during the interview of the university's evaluation, the professors are checking for students' English knowledge. That is why IELTS is not required. But if you have IELTS, not a problem, you can just submit the report. We will include it when we are submitting the application.
Okay, and then like another person would like to know, like after submitting the GED diploma, do they still need to submit the grade 10 or grade 11 transcript? I think they are asking like, do they need to submit the previous academic record?
Yeah. See, because GED is equivalent to grade 12. So that is how the university is considering it. So the academics before which you have done, maybe grade 10, 11, at least grade 10, 9, 10, at least. 9 is not required, usually they ask for grade 10. So 11 is not mandatory either, but you should submit the grade 10, of course. Without it, we will not take the application. 10, 12 is mandatory.
And then
Eligible
another student would like
yeah.
to know the deadline of the application.
So application deadline for the September 2026 intake is 15th June for all the programs except for PhD. For PhD programs, the deadline is 15th May. So for all the other foundation, bachelor, masters, it will be 15th June.
Okay, and then another person, Sule Myanmar, would like to know, like, can she apply just with IGCSE O level, and is there any minimum age requirement to join the undergraduate program?
Eligible to apply with IGCSE O level. Okay, so only with IGCSE O level, unfortunately, no. So the British curriculum requirement, let me explain to you. So for British curriculum, if the student has done IGCSEs, it should be at least 5 subjects and minimum grade requirement is C grade. You should have 5 IGCSEs at least with C grade. But the students cannot apply only with that IGCSE. If you are applying for medical and health sciences, you should minimum have 2 A levels, but the grade requirements are not there. Even with a simple pass, it's fine. But if you are applying for non-medical program, be it engineering, IT, business, and all, you can either have 3 AS levels or 2 A levels in addition to this 5 IGCSE subject. So for your question, if you have only O level, unfortunately you are not eligible to apply.
Okay, and then Eric would like to know, is English proficiency test optional? I think you have
Yes,
already answered that. Yeah.
options.
And then another student would like to know, like, can she apply scholarship for law major with GED?
Okay, so first of all, if you're asking for law, for bachelor's degree, we don't have a law program in English. It is offered only in Hungary because we don't have the international law program, only continental law. So it is provided in Hungarian. So I know that you will not learn in, you will not like to learn in Hungarian language. Hence, unfortunately, we don't have a law program. But again, even with GED, there's no scholarship for Myanmar student directly provided by the university, unfortunately.
Okay, and then another student would like to know what education qualification are required for the entrance exam of general medicine.
So for general medicine, that I told you already, be it whatever the curriculum it is, it should be approximately 50% or above in your grade 12. Then you are eligible to apply. Only that we look for.
Okay, another question is really interesting. Like, can I apply with AS level instead of full A level for medicine, since A level result will only be released after application deadline?
Okay, so see, if you are already taking your A levels, then you can still apply, not a problem. You should have at least 2 A level in science subjects if you want to apply for medicine. Only with AS level, you are not eligible to apply. But in your case, you will have to show a document. We usually ask for the predicted scores or the term one result from the schools because we need to prove to the university you are currently enrolled in your A levels. At least if you can get a letter from your school that you are enrolled in your A levels with at least 2 subjects in sciences, then yes, you can apply.
Okay, thank you. And then another student.
The original A level results can come after 15th June. It's not an issue. There are many students who are applying under this basis.
Okay, thank you. And another student would like to know, is GED only enough to apply foundation program for engineering major?
Uh, I think before that we have another question. Can I apply medical scholarship with IGCSE A level? Unfortunately, my dear, for medical scholarship for direct scholarship program, you are not eligible to apply. In case if stipendium allows you to apply at the end of this year, in that case you can see for it. But right now for Myanmar, no direct scholarships available. So is GED only enough to apply foundation program for engineering major? See, GED is actually accepted by the university if you have done it after grade 10 because GED is considered as an equivalent for grade 12. So yes, of course you can apply not for the foundation, to be honest, you can apply for the direct engineering program. Depending on you how you perform in the entrance exam, you will be offered with either the direct degree program or the foundation. So not a problem, you can apply directly. Okay. Then I think I cannot
Okay,
read that.
another. Yeah, that's in Burmese. So what, like, you would like to know, like, what do I have to study after GED in order to study medicine?
No, you don't have to study anything after GED. Only with GED you can apply for the medicine program.
Okay, I think that
Okay?
was all. Yeah, and then another one, same question, can apply GED and IELTS with medicine?
Yeah, yeah. For medicine you can apply with GED, not a problem.
Another question is the same thing, GED and Duolingo for business major.
Actually, IELTS Duolingo is not required at all. Okay, only GED is enough because English is anyhow assessed during the interview by the professors. So English knowledge while they are talking to you in the interview, it will be assessed. So you don't have to submit any additional English qualification. But make sure that your English is good, at least equivalent to 5.5 IELTS. That is the usual range which we expect for, which means you should be good enough to fluently talk to the professors during the interview. This is actually checked. Why? Because you are going to study in English at the university, obviously, right? So you should know all these details by then. Okay, so I think we have the same question again for scholarship, right? Medical scholarship, yeah. So again, as nationality based scholarship is basically considered. So right now, at the moment, no scholarships available for you. Okay, any other questions come?
If you guys want to ask directly without using the chat, like it's okay as well. Just unmute and ask the question directly.
Is it easy or difficult to get a scholarship? The honest answer is difficult because the competition is very higher. You should understand that we currently have 30,000 students at the university. So it is the largest public university of the country as well and so competitive. And now from recent we see that even the restrictions have come. So which I told 5 IGCSE subjects with least C grades. This was not a thing before, but now this is the new requirement. So we have to see to these things when it comes to the student acceptance, and eligibility profiles are actually considered very important before an application is really comes to track. So if you are interested, you can share your profile with your agent and we will be confirming your profile first and then only we will guide you how to do the next steps. And the most important thing, you have to prepare well for the entrance exam. Otherwise, you will be rejected. Because you have to remember it is not only you who is going for the entrance exam. So there are many more students who are submitting their applications. So you have to focus on how you prepare for it. So GED score required limit. I think that another question comes. Okay, so 153 or above for non-medical programs, and for medicine, there's no such requirement. Can I apply medical scholarship with IGCSE A-level result? No, because right now your nationality is not allowed, I told you. Is the old Myanmar grade 10 system accepted? Now, this is a question, new question to me. Can you please explain me?
Yes, I will explain.
You ask me?
သူကကြတော့လေဟိုပါပေါ့နော် grade 10ကျတော့12တန်းမပြည့်တဲ့အတွက်ပေါ့နော်တခုခုတော့တက်ဖို့လိုတယ်ပေါ့နော်သူကတက္ကသိုလ်တက်မယ်ဆိုရင်12တန်းပညာရေးရအောင်လုပ်ဖို့လိုတယ်အဲ့ဒါကျတော့ GED ကကျတော့12တန်းပြည့်တယ်ပေါ့အဲ့ဒီကြောင့်အတွက်ကြောင့်မို့လို့တက်လို့ရတယ်grade 12ဆိုရင်တော့တက်လို့မရဘူးဟိုအကယ်၍ first year တွေပါတက်ထားပြီးတာရှိတယ်ဆိုလို့ရှိရင်တော့အဲ့ဒီ transcript နဲ့တင်ပြီးတော့ case to case လေ့လာလို့ရပါတယ် The thing he's asking is like, can he attend the Hungary first year directly with the grade 10 matriculation, which is like the old system and is equal to the grade 11 only, not grade 12. So I don't
Okay,
think he will be able to attend.
That's this thing. You discussed it with me because, see, Hungary, how does it work is that once we actually share a transcript with the university, if they have any doubt, they are passing this eligibility check through the ministry in Hungary. If the ministry accepts that particular document, then the university is accepting the student. But when it comes to the matriculation, which they say, equivalent of grade 12 is every country's grade 12 equivalent. So if it is grade 10 or 11, with only that we cannot accept, be it the old system or new system. Okay, so definitely you should have completed grade 12.
Okay, someone asked, I have completed my GED diploma, but I do not have my grade 10 and grade 11 transcript. Is my GED certificate and transcript sufficient for admission? If not, can SAT or ACT score can be submitted instead?
Okay, now I have a question for you first. So before GED, up to which level have you studied? Can you answer that, please? Because you must have been schooling before that, right? So until which grade?
ဟိုကလေ GED မပြီးခင်ကြတော့ဘယ်အတန်းလေးတက်ထားလဲမသိဘူးအဲ့ဒါလေးတစ်ချက်လောက်ပြောပေးပါလားဗျာ
Because usually only the grade 12 is not accepted, so equivalent GED is not accepted. They ask for grade 10. Plus, you are asking if not, can SAT and ACT scores be submitted? No, because SAT and ACT are not required by the university. Those are additional qualifications, considered as additional qualifications. Hence, we don't require SAT, even though if you have it, even if you submit it, it is actually considered as an additional qualification only. But grade 10 and 11, sorry, grade 10 and 12 are mandatory. So you have finished grade 10, but I finished grade 10 before GED. So what is the problem? So then you can show the report of grade 10, right? So the next student, Mayo, I think, Mayo Dan, you are
Yeah,
saying
like
grade 8. So mean is after grade 8, a student can directly do GED in Myanmar?
yeah, that's what happening at the moment. Like so many students skip years. Like after grade 8, like they just go GED.
So GED, how many years they study?
1 year only.
But this is very complicated case because after grade 8, how many? 9, 10, 11, there are 3 years
It
in
is a lot
between.
of.
Because we actually check for students' age requirement also. The student should complete grade 8, sorry, year 18 during the first year of the university. So such students only we can accept. So this profile is a very unique profile because I'm surprised how come you did the GED after grade 8. But I can actually check with the university, but I need the passport copy and the documents as well. And then I'll see if the age requirement matches first, and then I will check for the assessment if we can accept the student because this is a very new case.
Okay, so about like, what if a student take OSSD grade 12 after GED? Will they be able to attend?
See, GED is anyhow an equivalent to grade 12. Okay, that's not a problem. Even if the student does not do the GED and they attend the state board or anything, something like that, and finishes grade 12, can apply, and also GED can apply. But grade 10 should be completed because definitely the university is asking for 10 plus 12. 10 plus 2 should be there. Okay, this is the requirement. Oh,
Okay,
so you don't have 12 years of education. In that case, unfortunately, no. You should have 12 years. 12
okay,
years of education is mandatory.
okay. I will explain the question in Burmese because like there are so many people saying grade 10, grade 8, grade 9. So like သူပြောတဲ့ဟာကြတော့အဲ့လိုမျိုးဟို12နှစ် education ပြည့်ရမယ်ပေါ့နော် GED ကတော့ပြဿနာမဟုတ်ဘူးဒါပေမဲ့12 year of education ရှိရင်ရတယ်12 year of education မရှိရင်မရဘူးပေါ့နော်အဲ့ဒီပုံစံလေးပြောတာပါအဲ့ဒါတွေအကုန်လုံးကတော့ case to case ဖြစ်တဲ့အတွက်တော့ဟိုကျောင်းဘက်ကိုတော့တစ်ချက်တင်ကြည့်ရမယ်ဟိုဟာပြီးလို့ရှိရင်တော့ဟိုဘက်က case to case ဆုံးဖြတ်ပြီးတော့ပြန်ပြောပေးပါလိမ့်မယ်ဟိုဟာမေးစရာလေးများရှိသေးလားဗျာ Do you have any questions?
Yeah, any other questions?
Someone asked, what if my grade 10, grade 11, grade 12 certificates are not recognized by the government?
Which government do you mean, Myanmar or the Hungarian one?
I think they are meaning Myanmar government.
So why would the government will not accept the certificate? This is again a question for me because if the documents are being issued by the Myanmar government, then how come it is not accepted? Be it international or be it public school, whatever, in South Asia regions, we have multiple students who apply. Okay, but if a grade 10 and 12 completion has been done, this qualification should be issued by that institute letterhead, right? From there we see, okay, this student has passed this particular grade with this scores, and a person should sign that document and give issued by this institution, issued by this authority. Such a legal document is obviously accepted by the university. It's not an issue. Okay, so if you have your transcript, please share with us. We will run through the assessment and we'll give you the feedback. So most probably if you have done the grade 10, 11, 12 and they are actually accepted, it's not a big deal. And they're asking about part-time jobs. Yes, very good question, a different question, but very important question. So about part-time jobs. In Hungary, per week, up to 30 hours you can work, international students can work. And the part-time jobs, the wage that you can earn from these part-time jobs can cover your living expenses for the month, but not the tuition fees. The tuition fee will not be covered. Okay, and I think the next question I cannot read.
Yeah, that person already asked a question. He said like he finished grade 8 and then he did GED, and then because he don't have the 12 years of education, he did 2 years of college. So like, is he ready to apply?
Okay, you can share that profile with me. I will check with the university because this is special case.
အဲ့ဒါကြောင့်
Okay.
case to case ဖြစ်တဲ့အတွက်တစ်ချက်လောက်တော့ပို့ပေးပါအဲ့ဒါအကြောင်းကိုတစ်ချက်မေးပေးပါမယ်ဗျာ I think
Okay,
he
then
is
we have a
answering.
good question. After 6 years of medicine, is residency or specialization program taught in Hungarian or English? Okay, so very first thing is after completing your English, sorry, 6 years of medical program, you have to take the licensing exam that is in English. Afterwards, in the university, there are no specialization programs. Okay, if you want to practice as a doctor, junior doctor, you can do it, but not a specialized doctor. For that, you have to study somewhere else. And residency, of course, residency is not an education, it is actually a practice. So of course you have to practice in Hungarian hospitals. For that, from the beginning itself, the university is actually teaching the basic Hungarian language to all the students. It is included in the program. This is only for the students to interact with the patients. Okay, so the students can actually learn the basic Hungarian language from the university itself. If I want to join public health programs, is there any oral interview for entrance? Yes, for public health program, there's an interview but no written exam. And the next question I actually covered, part-time jobs can cover living cost in Hungary. Yes, they can cover. Is OSSD grade 12 level of knowledge in biology and chemistry is sufficient to answer the entrance exam? So regarding the entrance exam, we will be anyhow sharing with you the sample test papers, exam topics and materials so you can understand for yourself how ready you are to write the exam, because from the sample test itself you can get the idea about it. Because I am not pretty sure which thing you're asking about, OSSD I am not sure about, but it is not only the school syllabus, it's a little beyond that, to be honest. That's why you have to prepare for it. The materials will be provided to you. And is there any limitation of students acceptance for general medicine? There is no exact limit because for each region there are specific ones. So from our South Asia region and Middle East itself, we can send more than 350 students. So don't worry about that. We have things for you to provide. And can international students stay in Hungary after graduation to look for work? Of course, yes. International students get up to 9 months after completing their graduation to find a job in Hungary. When it comes to our graduates, they have found jobs within 6 months because our university supports the students to get the career guidance as well, and fairs are implemented in the university. The companies are coming into these fairs so that the student can submit their CVs, directly talk to the companies, and also internship programs are included in your studies as well. For engineering, I believe around 6 weeks internship is there mostly, and even for other programs, non-medical programs are there. For medical dentistry and all, the last year is a whole internship year. Okay, and what else?
There's one question. I have completed a 2-year undergraduate program through an American online university, and I also have an old grade 10 graduate diploma. I would like to confirm whether these qualifications are eligible for admission to your university. Could you please let me know if these credentials meet your admission requirements?
Okay, so the grade 10 is fine, but the 2-year undergraduate program through an American online university, you have to share a document for this as an equivalency certificate. If these 2 years are equivalent to grade 12, of course, then we can accept.
Is there any other major which is worth to study in Hungary, especially like media production or entertainment studies?
Okay, so communication and media studies we have. So to be honest, all the programs offered by the University of Debrecen have some meaning, because I told you the after life of the graduation after you attend these university programs is actually more secure. So I would say the famous is mostly the medical and health sciences are famous, and then comes the engineering programs, and this media and communication is also very good. The humanities program, psychology, be it business, IT, all the faculties are really good, including agriculture. To be honest, because the country actually produces their own items in the, be it agriculture related, pharmaceutical related. So of course there are a lot of scope in the Europe. Let's say not in Hungary, but at least outside Hungary you can actually find many opportunities, because most of the graduates are moving. They have a tendency to move towards countries like Germany, Sweden and all, because of their high paying wages compared to Hungary, I will not say compared to Germany, they are not paying that more, but students are actually moving towards countries like Germany and Sweden now after they complete their study in Hungary.
Okay, how
Okay,
many years do they have to study if they start from pre-med or foundation program?
so foundation program is 1 year. So in addition to the 6-year medical program, 1 year would be extra.
Is money from
Medi-
a part-time job enough to pay for medical school in Hungary? I think you've already answered that.
is there any other major? Sorry, how many years start? Is money from a part-time job enough to pay a medical? No, no, no. For medical school in Hungary, no. The student cannot pay the tuition fee. Not enough, because medical school tuition fee is 16,900 US dollars per year. So for you, in that case, I would suggest, rather than going for medicine, dentistry, or pharmacy, you can select programs like physiotherapy, nursing, because this comes between 6,000, to 7,000 maximum. Okay, public health, then comes patient care, nurse and physiotherapy, both are there. So yeah, go for these programs. Even these programs have good scope later on. Okay. I think we have come to almost end of the meeting. It's only 5 minutes left for an hour. Yeah. So, is there any other questions? I think
မေးစ
you
ရာ
have.
တွေများရှိသေးလားမြန်မာလိုပြောချင်တယ်ဆိုလည်းပြောလို့ရပါတယ် I don't think they have any questions. So.
Yeah. Fine then. I think our students who attended the session today are really good ones. We had very good questions from them, and I hope I gave them the answers as well. But eventually, if they send you more questions, no problem, you can reach out to me. Then I will be able to help you with their questions, so that you can guide them accordingly.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank
ပြီးတော့ကြတော့လေဟိုပါပေါ့နော်ဟိုမရှင်းတာတွေပါရှိရဆိုလို့ရှိရင်ကျွန်တော်တို့အပိုလိုမှာလဲလာပြီးတော့လုပ်လို့ရပါတယ်။ကြောင်းလျှောက်တာတွေဗီဇာလျှောက်တာတွေအကုန်လုံးပေါ့ကျွန်တော်တို့ one stop service အနေနဲ့လုပ်ပေးပါတယ်ဗျာ။ Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, so I hope we are good for the day, and thank you so much,
Thank you.
Apollo, for arranging this session. It was very interactive, and within a very short time, you have done a very good job. So I did not expect this much attendees, by the way, but yeah, they were very good students. So hopefully, we can get some good applications from them as well. So
Thank you so
thank
much
you.
for coming as well. Thank you.
Bye bye.